This is Italian Football Lover channel, my friends. Today I want to make predictions. Match day 28 games of Bundesliga. You can subscribe to my channel, watch my videos. Thank you so much. Let's start with Augsburg Bayern Munich game. Augsburg is going to be at home. They are showing us so good performances as of lately. They got no defeat for a long time in Bundesliga. They stayed there against Freiburg 0-0 at home. They won versus 1-0 Wolfsburg in last match at home. And they stayed there against Hoffenheim 1-1 in last away game. Bayern Munich is at the top position. They are 6 points ahead of Leverkusen. They are playing for the title. And Bayern Munich team stayed there against Union Berlin 1-1 in last away game. Before they won versus 3-1 Stuttgart in away game. They won against 3-2 St. Pauli in last match at home. But they lost against 3-2 Bochum at home, my dear friends. Bayern Munich is stronger and better team than Augsburg, but Augsburg is going to be at home and they are so dangerous team. This is gonna be so challenging game. Maybe draw is possible in that match. Please don't forget that. But nevertheless, I feel in that way with their quality and strength, Bayern Munich this time will win over against Augsburg just by 1 goal margin. Augsburg 1, Bayern Munich 2 is my prediction for this game. Heidenheim Leverkusen off. Heidenheim is going to be at home. And Heidenheim got 2 consecutive victories. They won versus 3-1 Holstein Kiel at home. But before they lost against 3-0 Mönchengladbach at home. They got so many defeats at home. And Heidenheim team won versus Wolfsburg 1-0 in last away game. Leverkusen team is on the second spot. They are 6 points back of Bayern Munich. Leverkusen won versus 4-3 Stuttgart in away game. They won against 4-1 Frankfurt in away game. They won versus 3-1 Bochum in last match at home. They got back-to-back victories in away games, especially this Leverkusen team. They are way more better team than Heidenheim. My dear friends, what can I do? I feel in that way, under these circumstances, Leverkusen will win over against Heidenheim. Heidenheim 1, Leverkusen 3 is my prediction for this game. Freiburg, Dortmund off. Freiburg is going to be at home and they couldn't get any victory in the recent games of Bundesliga. They are on the 7th spot. They stayed draw against, my dear friends, Augsburg 0-0 in away game. Again, they remained draw against 0-0 Leipzig at home. They lost against 2-1 Union Berlin in last match at home, my dear friends. Borussia Dortmund is going on better as of lately. They won versus 3-1 Mainz in last match at home. And before they lost against 1-0 Augsburg at home. They won versus 2-0 St. Pauli in away game, but they lost against 2-0 Leipzig in last away game. They lost against 2-0 Leipzig. This Dortmund team, Dortmund is showing us so inconsistent performances. This is gonna be so challenging game, but I want to take a chance to Borussia Dortmund for victory just by 1 goal difference. Freiburg 1, Borussia Dortmund 2 is my prediction for this game. Mainz Holstein Kiel. Mainz is going to be at home. And this Mainz team is quality team. They are on the 4th spot. And they are playing better at home. But sometimes they got good results in away games. Mainz lost against 3-1 Dortmund in last away game. And before Mainz stayed draw against 2-2 Freiburg in last match at home, my dear friends. And at the same time, this Mainz team won versus Mönchengladbach 3-1 in away game. Holstein Kiel team is at the bottom of the point table. Really, they rocked the bottom and they are in so bad situation. Holstein Kiel team, my dear friends, won versus Union Berlin 1-0 in away game, but they lost against 3-1 Heidenheim in last away game. Again, they lost against 3-0 Werder Bremen in last match at home. Mainz is way more better team than Holstein Kiel. They will win over against Holstein Kiel. Mainz 3, Holstein Kiel 1 is my prediction for this game. Leipzig Hoffenheim off. Leipzig is going to be at home and Leipzig is playing better at home. They couldn't get any victory in away games for a long time. They stayed draw against Freiburg 0-0 in away game. They lost against 1-0 Gladbach in last away game. But Leipzig lost against 2-1 Mainz at home. They won versus 2-0 Borussia Dortmund in last match at home. Hoffenheim is close to relegation zone, but I feel in that way they will achieve to stay in Bundesliga. But they won versus 1-0 Bochum in away game, Hoffenheim team, but they lost against 1-0 St. Pauli in last away game. They couldn't get good results in away games, my dear friends. When we think comprehensively, they couldn't get good results in away games. And Hoffenheim team stayed draw against 1-1 Augsburg in last match at home. I want to take a chance to Leipzig for victory at home. Leipzig 2, Hoffenheim 0 is my prediction for this game. Bochum Stuttgart off. Bochum is going to be at home and this Bochum team is second to last on the point table. They are in so hard relegation battle. They lost against 3-1 Frankfurt at home. They lost against 1-0 Hoffenheim at home. They are in so bad situation. They lost against 3-1 Leverkusen in last away game. Stuttgart team couldn't get any victory in the recent games of Bundesliga. Stuttgart stayed draw against Holstein Kiel 2-2 in away game. At the same time, this Stuttgart team, my dear friends, lost against 1-0 Frankfurt in last away game. They lost against 4-3 Leverkusen at home, my dear friends. They lost against and before 3-1 Bayern Munich at home, but they played against strong opponents like Frankfurt, Bayern Munich, and Leverkusen in the recent games. My dear friends, this time with their quality and strength, they are inconsistent this season, but just by 1 goal margin, I want to take a chance to Stuttgart for victory. Bochum 0, Stuttgart 1 is my prediction for this game. Werder Bremen, Frankfurt off. Werder Bremen is going to be at home. Werder Bremen got 2 consecutive defeats at home. They lost against Wolfsburg 2-1 at home. They lost against 4-2 Mönchengladbach at home. But they got 2 successive victories in away games. They won versus 2-0 Leverkusen in away game. Again, they won against 3-0 Holstein Kiel in last away game. Frankfurt team is on the 3rd spot. They are showing us so good performances this season. They won versus 1-0 Stuttgart in last match at home, but before they lost against 2-1 Union Berlin at home. Frankfurt won versus 3-1 Bochum, as I remember. They won versus 3-1 Bochum in last away game. Frankfurt is stronger and better team than Werder Bremen. I feel in that way Werder Bremen will force Frankfurt significantly nevertheless, but Frankfurt will win over against Werder Bremen. Werder Bremen 1, Frankfurt 2 is my prediction for this game. And St. Pauli Mönchengladbach off. St. Pauli is close to relegation zone. St. Pauli is little bit resistant team at home, but they lost against 3-2 Bayern Munich in last away game. Before Pauli won versus 1-0 Hoffenheim in last match at home, but before they lost against 2-0 Dortmund at home, my dear friends. Gladbach is on the 5th spot. They are showing us so good performances. They got some victories, back-to-back victories in away games. They won versus 4-2 Werder Bremen in away game, and Mönchengladbach again won versus Leipzig 1-0 in last match at home. Gladbach team won versus before 3-0 Heidenheim in away game, my dear friends. This is gonna be so hard clash, and this game may end up in draw. Draw is possibility in that match. Please don't forget that, my dear friends. But nevertheless, with their quality and strength, although they are playing in away game just by 1 goal margin, I want to take a chance to Mönchengladbach for victory. St. Pauli 0, Mönchengladbach 1 is my prediction for this game. Union Berlin Wolfsburg, this is the last match of the week. Union Berlin is going to be at home. Union Berlin got good results as of lately, but they lost against 1-0 Holstein Kiel at home. They stayed draw against 1-1 Bayern Munich in last match at home. They won versus 2-1 Freiburg. They won versus 2-1 Freiburg and Frankfurt in the recent 2 away games, surprisingly. And at the same time, Wolfsburg is going down and down. They stayed draw against St. Pauli 1-1 at home. They lost against 1-0 Heidenheim in last match at home. Wolfsburg won versus Bremen 2-1 in away game, but they lost against 1-0 Augsburg in last away game. My dear friends, Union Berlin is seeming little bit closer to victory than Wolfsburg with home advantage and the performances that they have showed in the recent games as of lately. But I feel in that way this game will end up in draw. Draw is my prediction. Union Berlin 1, Wolfsburg 1. All my predictions like this. Match day 28 games of Bundesliga. You can subscribe to my channel, watch my videos. You may write your comments down below. Please tap the like button. It makes me so glad. See you on my next videos, my dear friends. Bye.